Hey there, YouTube. How's it going? I think I posted. No, I didn't post the second Lego video. I didn't think it was anything exciting going on. So, this will be layout update number 2. As you can see, there's been a little bit of a change. If you guys follow in some of the Facebook groups like Canadian Railway Modelers and whatnot, you'd see I post pictures of stuff that I'm doing day in and day out. Actually started using the yard today. Started yesterday, switching into the yard. I don't enjoy doing it much because I haven't soldered in my feeder wires yet that go in here and whatnot. So I could run a train on here into the yard and I get to about here and it stalls out, and same with about here, and then I got nothing else left there. But as you can see, I don't mind the cork because I know it's a mess. It's still works need to be done. It's got to be cleaned up. But here's the diesel shop, folks. This is from a previous layout. It was built. Don't mind this stuff and whatnot. That's just because once I'm happy with the way everything is. I know guys like in the hobby like to use hydrocal and whatnot for concrete surfaces to make up concretes and whatnot in yards, parking lots. But personally, myself, I try to do some things on a budget, and I found that drywall compound. You're plain simple drywall. There we go. Just all-purpose drywall compound. I actually use it a lot, but yep. What I do is I'll usually cork the whole space so I'm not going so thick and it takes 5 weeks to dry. So I do the cork, go right on out, spread it all out, nice, even, whatnot. And then I usually take either an old train car or an old set of trucks and run them along the tracks in the wet compound, and then I'll run flathead screwdriver or whatnot once it's dried, up and down, inside the lines and whatnot. And if you watch some of my other videos, I don't know if you see me using that technique on there, but it works pretty good for me. It's a little frustrating when the trains stop, and right, so you gotta clean the track, so it's a pain in the butt, pain in the ass to have to clean the track. But see, got my storage tracks, whatnot, hanging out here at the diesel shop. Don't mind the vise, it's just temporary. My beautiful Overland models, Canadian National GMD1 1914. I'll be sending her in to get DCC and sound put in soon, since I am running DCC. Genset. I currently have just the drive shafts taken out of it because I don't know if anyone else has had luck, but it runs like a bag. It's a garbage runner, so I got to do a few things to it, or put a new decoder into it and figure out what I want to do with it. My MTH. And there's an Athearn UP in there. Yeah. And a CSX SW. I think 1200. My switcher that I use. Nothing much has changed along here. I can actually run trains now on this piece of track. Decent speed, whatnot. There's my Intermountain. My favorite out of them all. Nothing's happened over here. Well, except I put it all on toggle switch, so it shuts everything down. So like here. Yeah, but now once I flip the switch, I get nothing. Don't mind the mess that's down here. This is just temporary to like actually hardwire everything in. Put this on. It's here. Underneath here. So, as you can see, I'm running a computer power supply with a fan and an old train set power supply as well. So as you see, there's the mass of wires. That's for all the snap switches and whatnot that go in there. But I found, because I have this lighted, right? You can see, ooh, it looks so nice. I'm gonna shut off the light. Oh, a little better. But, you see I got a rat's nest. I'm not using LEDs. Yes, I know I should be using LEDs, but, you know. This is from a few years back, so I just went with what I had. Every building here is lighted. They're just not wired in yet. But, the one thing I've noticed, when I am running, for example, when I run the computer power supply and I run the snap switches, I can snap switches. I can only switch the switches so many times before the computer supply like short circuits or I don't know whatever, and it kicks out. Now I can run lights, 12-volt lights. I could probably light this whole layout off of this power supply. Have no problems. Run it all day long. Can leave that building on all day. Nope, no problems. But now, if I try to run that, the lighting for the building, off of the train set power supply that I have under there, about 2 minutes or so, and it flips a circuit inside, and you gotta wait like 10 minutes, and then once it resets itself. So, I have to power all the lights off my computer power supply, and all my snap switches off of train set power supplies. Not as I wanted to do, but hey, if anybody has any other like suggestions, ways to get the power, some computer power supplies to switch snap switches and not circuit break, I'm all ears. But that's about it for now. Not much else going on. Oh, let's turn on the light. I picked these up. They're here. They were kits from Stewart Hobbies. I paid $6 a piece for the kits. They're used. They weren't even built, so still pretty well brand new. The boxes had a little bit of weather, like probably like mold or something on them. I don't know. But I picked them up from my local hobby shop. Just Train Crazy. Beamsville, Grimsby, one or the other. Google Maps will tell you one thing, it'll tell you something else. Go check them out. Great place. I was in there with my wife, and Peter was there. He's the owner of the shop. Great guy. You can stand there and talk with him for hours. Even got my wife talking more about wanting to do stuff with trains and whatnot. So I suggest go check them out. It's Beamsville or Grimsby in Niagara, Ontario, Canada. Just look it up. Alright, guys. Well, that's about all she wrote for this week. Hey, you guys have any... Oh, right. I guess I should... I'm thinking about doing grain towers and whatnot here. Grain towers, storage, whatnot. Over there. a coal mine, something to do with coal. And I was thinking instead of the grain here, I could do steel of some sort, something to do with coal and steel or power. So I'm trying to keep with the same theme, you know, for rolling stock wise. Makes it easier when it comes to buying the rolling stock, right? Alright, ladies and gentlemen, have yourselves a good rest of your week and have a great weekend. Maybe I'll make a video again next week.